little bit later today because I was updating my friend on my life. Okay, so my best friend, if you didn't know, if you don't follow the podcast or anything like that, she moved to Indiana all the way across the country. I'm in the Pacific Northwest. She moved to Indiana a year ago. We're right at that year mark right now. And that was a super big bummer. But we already were in the habit of Marco Poloing pretty much every single morning. And so even though she's far away, I don't feel any less connected to her than I did when she was here, which is great. I do wish I got to see her in person more, but it is great to still be able to connect with her every day. And we've both had like a ton happening over the past couple of days, and even just yesterday there was a lot going on. And so we got together and we Marco Poloed this morning. And so I needed to update her on a bunch of stuff. But I am Mackenzie Kappa. If you didn't know who I am and you're just here going, why is this lady talking? That's who I am. I am Mackenzie Kappa. I am a podcaster, Live Well Anyway, where you can find it wherever you get your podcasts. And we talk about wellness and planning and all kinds of encouraging things for women and moms. And then I do this morning show here on YouTube 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and over on Instagram on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Hello, Rachel. And we just start our day off together. It's a great way to get moving and get the day rolling. And we talk about our planning. I talk about my planner. Good morning, Amanda. See, it's so much easier when you guys have like more closely to your real names on here. I say closely because of Rachel's name, but it is helpful. It's harder on Instagram. So yeah, we do this morning show. Where did I put my ruler? I know I stuck it in here somewhere. I found it. We do this morning show to like hang out, plan our days. We talk about our top 3 things that we are going to try to get done in the day. Good morning, Sarah. And we just generally have a good time. Okay, so I filled out my planner last night, but what I didn't do was make my little line. So I did manage to get the words down though, but I did it in my bed and I was like, I'm not going to try to use a ruler in the bed. That's going to come out all wonky. So I didn't do that, but there, ta-da, all done. So I have a loose plan for my day today. I have a long to-do list, which I will find my top 3, but I have a loose plan because I know there are certain parts of my day that are going to be variable and certain things that I'm going to have to like, I'm not sure either how long they'll take, or there's a couple of calls that I have to get on that I'm not exactly sure when those are going to happen. And so I've got to like have some flexibility in my day, but I still wanted to have a general plan of how I was going to move through things because I always do better if I have a general idea of what comes after what. So doing this planning is really essential to me. Thank you, Sarah Wiley, for being our moderator. We love Sarah. Making that loose plan of what my day is going to look like and what I need to get done is really helpful, and having those things that I can check off and do. And of course, I love just having my little Stology notebook. There are times when it looks like more fun with washi tape and whatnot. And then there's times like the last couple of months where it is, well, there's a lot of post-it notes in there, but it's just more like staunchly what I need it to be. And that's a give and take and a flow of like what kind of time I have to be able to be devoting to my planner, but using it nonetheless has been really important. So I am excited. It feels like we're on the cusp of something. We are in our 3rd week of summer, I believe. And there's not been any like stock week so far. You know, during the school year, you can kind of get into that predictable routine and schedule. And I feel like we have not had that. We had like a week of sort of transition of everybody being home and kind of figuring things out. And then last week, 2 of my kids were working at camps through most of the week. And then this week, my girls, as of this afternoon, are going to be gone a lot over the next 5 days. And so there's just like a lot of like, okay, what's happening now? What's happening now? And I feel like there's a lot of things shifting. There's a lot of things shifting work-wise for me. And um just a lot of different things I feel like on the table right now that we're kind of having to go like, okay, what does today look like? What are we doing? What works? And the nature of my job in a lot of ways too is I never really know. I could get voiceover work one day and be like, okay, I gotta scrap this and get in the studio and be working on that. And so and there's also a job that I work with that I consistently get voiceover work from them, but sometimes it's like a trickle and sometimes it's like a bucket of things that they need me to do. So I have a little bit more of that today. And so we're just trying to kind of like go with the flow, but also have a general idea of what comes next so that I can keep moving through my day. And I think that pre thought for me is a big part of it. Like, having made decisions in advance, kind of knowing what I go to next is really helpful for me to not get stagnant and just kind of stop or get distracted by other things. So, that is what I am working on. Some of these are small things, some of them are bigger things. Okay, my top 3, you guys can pop your top 3 into the comments as well if you want to, and we can just jump there. We can just jump there this morning. So the voiceover work that I need to do, I'm going to start it. That is one. Let me see. The podcast production. I recorded such a good podcast yesterday, you guys. Okay. Palak Dave is her name. She has this great company called Embiria, and it's all about being present and having experiences that are beautiful, but it's more so than things being beautiful, which that is a big part of it. It's about like being present in your life and present with other people. And I think that, and we talk about this in the episode, how we've gotten like sort of programmed through everything that's happened over the last few years to be very isolated and to more easily say no to getting together with other people. And we've talked about like what a detriment that has been to us and how I think a lot of us don't even realize how much we do need to be around other people. And so it's a really cool episode. I feel like we had a great conversation. The conversation just flowed. I hardly even referenced my notes at all. We just enjoyed talking to each other and talking about this topic of presence and how to do that in your life and how to create a life that feels beautiful and nourishing and in community. And it was just a really fun episode. I really liked her. And she is in Toronto. So she's up in Canada. She actually splits her time between Toronto and Austin. And it was just so interesting. So that episode is going to be coming out on the podcast. Be watching for it. If you don't follow or subscribe to the podcast yet, get over there, get to wherever you listen to your podcast, type in Live Well Anyway, you will find it. We're about to head into season 10 at the end of this summer. So we've been around for a long time. And I would love for you guys to jump over there and hear this episode because it's just like a yummy episode. It's full of so much good stuff and such great conversation. So I think you're going to want to hear it. So that is going to be coming out at some point today. I got to get that out there. And what's my third thing? What's my third thing that I am going to do today? I'm going to upload the tracker because we do a tracker every month in Patreon. I'm a couple days late. So I have a Patreon community where I do lives 3 days a week and we get into all the planning and all the juicy stuff and we talk about our lives and we talk about fashion and wellness and all kinds of different fun stuff over there. It's a great community of ladies. You can come and join us if you want to at patreon.com/livewelltogether. We would love to have you for just $5 a month. You can get in on those lives. But I also release a tracker to our All the Things members, and that's for like keeping track of whatever habits you're trying to establish during the month. And we usually have like some goals and challenges around that. So I am going to get that posted today because I forgot to do it at the beginning of the month. So I'm going to get that out to our patrons. And yeah, and then hopefully I'm going to fill in with a lot of other things on this list as well, but those are my top 3 that I am going to be working on today. Um, okay. Curriculum printing order. That is the first thing Amanda is doing. Train well onboarding call. Yay! Oh, I'm so excited. Who's your trainer, Amanda? And then pack 3 boxes in your basement. You are like cracking away on that packing and that moving. It sounds like you're doing such a good job. Good job. So Sarah is going to do 66 push-ups today. She already has 20 done. Way to go, Sarah. Start a cow snuggler. So Amanda, I believe I'm going to speak in here for Sarah. She's probably going to type something in as well. Sarah crochets and she makes like little stuffies and like stuffies that like are blankets sort of. And like, so I think probably she's making a cow crocheted stuffy. That's what I think that is. And then she's going to prepare all the things for fireworks tonight. They do the 3rd. So where you're at, Sarah, do you actually go to watch fireworks or do you get to set them off yourself? When I was little, we bought fireworks at a fireworks stand and the whole neighborhood would, explode. Like everybody everywhere was setting off fireworks. That is not legal anymore here. So there is like one town right on our outskirts that it's still legal to be able to do that. And if you drive by there, it's like pure insanity. And I can't believe this was like ever a thing in my youth and that no one died. I'm sure a lot of people did, but yeah, now we like go and we watch the display, but my kids have never had that experience of setting off fireworks themselves, which is kind of a bummer, but also like no one is injured. So I'm curious, what are you doing? Did you buy fireworks or are you going to see fireworks, Sarah? So it's a crocheted cow that is cute and snuggly. Only the head is stuffed and the body just kind of hangs down. Okay, so that is what she's doing. That makes more sense, right? What a cow snuggler is. She's not like going out and snuggling cows. She's not creating a sweater for a cow. She is creating a stuffy that looks like a cow. Okay, what else, you guys? I want to talk about some things that we're grateful for because I think that's another great thing for us to be doing on this morning show is focusing on things that God is doing for us, that we are being filled up with. And I feel like I have been given a lot of opportunities lately when it's been sort of like a bottom of the barrel, like something's got to change or we're not going to make it. Like, Jesus, what are we going to do? And I feel like I've been showing up to try to pursue opportunities and it seems like those opportunities are presenting themselves back. And that is like scary because they are big shifts in our life and like taking on new things and having to learn a lot of new things. But it also feels exciting and like challenging in a good way. And like maybe the fulfillment of things that have needed to happen for a while. And this is just the right timing to like pull all the pieces together and like go, go, go. So it feels like I am heading into, and I just turned 40 back in April, but it feels like I am heading into a year, like the next year and a half, I would say, is probably going to be one of the biggest shifts maybe in my life. Everything from career things that are going on to relationship things to Roman going off to college to like a lot is going to be changing over the next year and a half. And I think even more than I realized was going to be changing. I think there is a lot on the table and it feels like I'm right on the cusp of like, okay, dive in. Here we go. It's gonna get wild, but in a lot of ways, I'm excited. I feel like I've had a lot on my plate, but it's been really disjointed. And now it feels like it's still sort of disjointed, but there's a little bit more direction. And it's a matter of me like fitting together all of the pieces to be like, okay, okay, I am ready for this. I am prepared for this. We can go. We can go. We can like make this thing happen. And that is exciting and a little bit terrifying, but exciting. So, yeah, that's that's what I want to say about that. Okay, Rachel is grateful that an old friend reached out and we're getting together today. Don't you love that when that happens? I've had that happen a few times just in this last year, I would say, that people that I used to know or I used to kind of know or whatever, I have like rekindled friendships with. One of the gals, I was her uh youth leader when she was in middle school at church. And so I've known her since she was 12, and now she is in her 30s and she has a bunch of kids and she's becoming a nurse, and I am doing her lashes. And so I get to see her like every couple of weeks and we get to catch up on life, and it has been so fun to like rekindle these old friendships and people that I used to know and be involved in their lives again. So there's really something to that. I love that, Rachel. You're having a working AC. Are you having a working AC as of yesterday? You guys, Rachel is pregnant. Hallelujah to the AC working, because that is ridiculous. No, ma'am. I'm so glad that you have AC. And then your husband has a 4-day weekend starting tomorrow. Yay. Oh, I'm so glad, Rachel. That is awesome that you guys get time together over the 4th. I am going to be taking off the morning show and off of Patreon over the next couple of days. I'm still going to be working in a lot of other ways, which tomorrow I felt like it just made sense to keep working because my girls are going to be gone, and my boyfriend's going to be working too. And so we're going to try to like make the most and like get caught up on some things work wise over the next couple of days. But we are hoping, I think, to do something fun this weekend, maybe get to water. It's supposed to be getting really hot in our area. And so we're gonna, yeah, try to make the most of it. So yeah, we're gonna take these couple of days off of the lives and the morning shows. I am gonna allow myself to sleep for the holiday, and but still get some stuff done later in the day. And then we'll be back on the morning show next Monday, 6 a.m. Pacific. I can't wait to meet with you guys and hang out. So it's going to be a good time. I might just do, for you patrons who are in here, I might right now, this is not what I had planned, but I think it might be a good idea. I think I'm going to head straight into doing our live over on Patreon and go into some stuff over there. I'm trying to remember what we were talking about. I might deviate from that a little bit because some new things have come up that I want to be like, let's talk about it. Okay, I have 4 different windows with numerous tabs open in Google, which is just a lot. It's a lot, you guys, but okay, so we're supposed to be talking about 4th of July plans and Ask Me Anything, but I'm going to throw another little thing in there in Patreon for you guys. Let's talk about it. So, yeah, I will see you patrons over there on our Facebook page. And until Monday, for the rest of you, I will still be on Instagram. I plan on being on Instagram, so I'd love to interact with you guys over there. Or if you're watching later, interact in the comments. I love when I get stuff on these videos and we can go back and talk about things. I love you guys. Thanks so much for showing up. I'll see you again next Monday. Go be bold and gracious. Bye.